Hey everybody, Beer Marquette 123 here in the outskirts of Coopersville, Michigan, to take a look at a piece of West Michigan steam that recently got some huge attention. It's actually in pieces. The piece is in pieces. But the locomotive you are looking at least the lower portion, is the running gear chassis and frame of a mid-teens 260 made by Alco. Most people on this side of the state refer to it as the John Engler because of what's painted on the engine and where it's displayed. Well, former owners of the John Engler recently just donated the locomotive to the Coopersville barn. And as far as I know, it was free of charge. And they did the moving. They took the whole engine apart and moved it. This is the chassis and running gear of the locomotive, which, to me, looks in pretty good shape, which is really good. The wheels are not bad. The rods don't look half bad, but I hear the bearings are shot. You can tell they've been lubed up before, but I hear the bearings are shot. But the good thing is that there's not a terrible amount of rust on this engine. At least the lower part. There's some information. It actually looks like it says right there 10/5/20. So if that's the build date, then... But here's some of the yeah, it's got freaking grease on me. Damn it. Alright. Well, here's some of the running gear here. Looks like it's Walsharts. Reminds me of my engine at home. My little 260. I love, though, too, how in the process of moving this thing, they didn't put the pilot truck on. When they dropped it off here, they didn't put the pilot truck on the rails, so it's kind of just sitting there. I hope they fix that. Well, actually, now that I say that, it actually looks like it says 10/5/23, which, and then there's serial numbers and stuff on it. So, but it's definitely an Alco engine. Bought for $25,000 about 15 years ago by Robert Gruder. Shipped up to Michigan by rail, and it was restored, quote unquote, to look like the engine at Walt Disney World, or something like that. That's what John wanted. That's what Bob Gruders wanted the engine to look like. And it sat proudly alongside 131 as an ornament for his Union Station Industrial Park for roughly 10 years. I'm gonna walk down here to the tender. Then, when the Great Recession hit in 2007-2008, Gruders lost a lot, or almost all of his money, because he had it invested in real estate. And he recently sold off the Union Station Industrial Park, and the new owners wanted to expand the parking lot, but they had the locomotive and a caboose, which will eventually come here, in the way. So they took and donated them and shipped them down here. This is the tender of the locomotive. It's a fairly decent sized tender. It's in good shape. The tender tank is reportedly in good shape. Let's see. Now, none of you wondering, John Engler is the former governor of Michigan. Oh, nice. No couplers. But John Engler is a former governor of Michigan. And he apparently was very key in Gruders getting the piece of property that the Union Station Industrial Park sits on. So when the engine was purchased, Gruders wanted to pay tribute, apparently, to Engler, and painted his name on here. Looks like maybe the bottom part of the tank's gone. I don't know what fuel this burned. From the looks of it, it almost looks like a burned wood, but I almost think that the bottom part of the tank is missing. This here is obviously where the water would go. Tender looks to be fairly good, but then again, I say that, and it's pretty rusty here towards the bottom. All they did was just sandblast this engine back when they took and redid it, so it's probably in need of some work. I don't know where the boiler is. I'm gonna go take a look for that. But from what I hear, the boiler is shot, because back in 1958, when this engine was retired and placed on display down in Arkansas. Also, this is ex-Augusta Railway number 300, for those of you wondering where the history of the engine. It was originally supposed to go to the Virginia Central, but it never happened. But back in 1958, this engine had been used for well over 40 years by the Augusta, which is a 1 mile short line down in Arkansas, or was a 1 mile. And the ICC removed it from service and condemned it because it was so bad at the time. So, tells you how rough this engine could possibly be. I hear it's pretty much stripped of most of its appliances, so it's missing a lot, but you never know. So, firebox supposedly looks to be in decent shape, so you can tell here the engine has not been moved much. It does look like it has some lubrication on it, so that's good. Valve gears, same way. But anyway, I'm gonna go take a look at something else down here, and then go take a look for the boiler of this thing, because I know it's around somewhere. It's not down in Grand Rapids anymore. So, but not very large wheels on this engine. They're probably about a foot and a half shorter than me. So, yeah, I'm gonna go take a look for the boiler of this engine, show that, and also take a look down here at the end of the line where some other things are. So, give me a moment, I will find the boiler and take a look at the end of the Coopersville line. Okay, so I'm here, and I found the good news is I found the John Engler's boiler and cab. I don't know where the stack is at the moment, but here's the boiler and cab. Now, obviously, since it's painted, it hasn't really been taken care of as well. Yeah, you can hear that. That just made a crunch. This cab rotted out bad. Windows are nasty. You know, 300, which was the Locomotive's original number. The Locomotive has been backdated quite a bit. It's made to look more old, turn of the century. All the brass is coming off. It's corroded. The boiler jacket is gone, but the boiler is pretty pitted. But it does sound pretty solid, just by my hands touching it. There's a knob of some sort off of one of the mini things. It does have I don't know where the bell is. The bell and everything else is probably kept. There's a Pile Nationals. There's the dynamo. Number plate's missing off the front. I don't know how this can open. It looks like it really could, actually. Let me see. Maybe. Well, if it does, it doesn't want to at the moment, because all the latches aren't done. Here's the headlamp. It's a brass replica that is also very oxidized. Once the engine was put on display, it really had no tender loving care. You can see they separated the piping pretty well. Oof! Oh my God! This is a smoke box. Oh my God! It's gone. It would need a whole brand new Locomotive. Would need a whole brand new smoke box. I can't see up in there. All the tubes. I know for a fact that the tubes were gone from the Locomotive, so the boiler should be empty. The dome is not very well put on. The cab's starting to rot. This engine looks actually a lot worse the more I look at it. We'll go in the cab here. Check out the cab. I'm kind of weary about this cab floor. No, I ain't doing it. Am not, will not. Cab is pretty nasty. It's dirty. Most of the appliances are missing. That looks like the lever for the reverse, which is personally amazing to me that it's still here. The firebox doors are gone. Like I said, you can see right through the boiler because all the cabs are, or all the tubes are gone. The boiler doesn't look to be half bad. The firebox still has ashes in it from when the grate was last emptied. So, but the firebox doesn't look half bad either, actually, which is good, very good. But the cab could use some work. And of course, finding most of the appliances that goes on the locomotive and the cab, good luck. It's gonna take a lot to piece this engine back together. I can't believe how bad that smoke box is. That's gonna be your main focus of work right there, is getting the smoke box. Oh, check that out. Anybody want a paint sample? Yeah, the engine could use some TLC. Not saying that Gruder's didn't take care of it, because initially he did. But, let's see here. Yeah, I can't even open the headlight door now. I'll just shut it back up there. The door was open. Looks like maybe the headlight used to be wired up at one point, but it is not at the moment. It's a poor engine. We are not known for steam in West Michigan. So, it did have a diamond stack on it. I don't know where the stack is at the moment. They probably have it stored somewhere. When this engine will be put back together, I'm not sure. But, in the meantime, I know it's supposed to be... I know the Coopersville Marne was talking about having some form of steam being over for their 25th anniversary next year. I hope it wasn't just this, because this is not... I'm not impressed by this. So, while it is steam, it is horrible steam. So, hopefully they get some live steam in here, though. There's some traveling engines that would do really well on this line. Hint, hint. So, anyway, I'm going to take a look around here at some of the other stuff the Coopersville Marne has, and show you around some of their pieces, because I know they can do better than just this old pile of crap. I hate to say that to a steam locomotive, but that's exactly what it is. So, anyway, I'm going to take and go back. Not saying connected to anything. But I'm going to take and go back and look around, see if I can find any other interesting pieces, and show you. That's all I got to show for you about the John Engler. And hopefully, next time you see it, it'll be back in one piece. So, 12:23, out.